So what's going on, guys? My name's Violent with GRIZZombies. We're going to be talking about Infinite Warfare and how the whole content schedule has been happening how it's been unfolding and pretty much what we've been dealing with as we go through it. So are you satisfied with the way the map releases? The survival only mode, I think a lot of us are getting a little bit sick of that. Starting with January, and we're going to move on up until now. So January 1st, we had 12 days of winter. We would log in, basically get a supply drop, and we'd have an item, whether that be keys, a weapon skin, whatnot. It was great. It was the first event of its kind. Then 600 new supply drops were added to the quartermaster. I still can't fathom why this happened because it saturated the entire market for everybody to get the weapons that they wanted. But this is how it's going in chronological order. I'm not trying to bash Infinity Ward. This is just the way it happened. On January 24th, well, leading up to then, they announced that they're going to have a live stream. When that happened, two other things happened as well. The intro cutscene was released, and that was happening at the same time that the gameplay trailer was released for Raven the Redwood. So we had those two things going side by side. So we might just be waiting for a live stream reveal for DLC 2. That's maybe where we're at. But also double XP happened that weekend of the release on the 27th. So my question to you is this: are you satisfied with the way the game releases with the DLCs? Because we've been seeing the same thing happen for 3 years. And I gotta ask you, it's probably been happening longer than that, but I've been doing zombies on my channel for 3 years, and so that's what I'm including, is my own experience. So for the past 3 years, we've had map releases, and then we have this huge dead period because everyone's here for the Easter egg. Once the Easter egg's solved, we got that bit of storyline, the hype dies. And so what is going on with that? What is the problem exactly? And that's what we're trying to discover here today as we look through the events that have all occurred over the last few months. Leaderboards were introduced January 27th, okay? So the end of January, the beginning of this year, we got our leaderboards. This is now 3 months after the release of Infinite Warfare. We had a double keys weekend that happened not long after that, February 3rd through the 6th, and this is something that the community has been begging for because we all believe that the key system in Infinite Warfare is corrupt. There's something going on with it, and we don't earn enough to get what we need to open the supply drops that we want, because we need those weapons. We want those new weapons, especially if they come in hot, and we just don't have access, and our ways to earn keys are very limited, and it sucks, especially in zombies. We do tend to get a little bit more in zombies, but when you take into consideration the time it takes to play this, we're spending hours and hours just to earn a minimal amount of keys that I don't even think we're being properly rewarded for. I mean, I'm just talking from the sense of grinding. Then we had the two weapons that were introduced, and this was something that was freaking amazing because we have never seen anything like this before. DLC weapons added into our mystery wheel. We didn't see that in Black Ops 3. It's just something unique that we've seen here. Now on March 3rd, we were introduced to the triple play bundle. This we could buy for 400 keys, and that takes a lot of grinding just to get that, or 2,500 COD points. You were able to buy 2,400 and then purchase the extra 200. I don't know why they do that, and that's part of the problem with the whole marketing scheme going behind Infinite Warfare. I feel it's corrupt, but something they cater to the community in certain ways, and that's how they sort of try to make up for it. This here is the featured playlist when they first introduced it, March 10th. Multiplayer is getting some love, guys. They're definitely getting some love, more love than the zombies community, and I feel like that's a big issue because Black Ops 3 Zombies was the major success of Black Ops 3. No matter which way you think about it, multiplayer is a very minimal community compared to the zombies community and how it's grown throughout Black Ops 3. It's expanded. A lot of the multiplayer guys have just become zombies exclusive, and this game is tending to wreck that. And I got nothing but love for this game. It's a good game. It's just missing elements that we're ready to adapt to. And I think that is the step that needs to be taken, and it's just being overlooked because of how much work it's going to take. Well, screw that, dude. You guys are great game developers, and the guys that came from Halo created Destiny, and imagine that leap forward. And that was a great leap forward, and you guys could be just as good. The Emblem Editor was released on March 14th. And this is late as well. January 27th was the leaderboards, and so we're seeing more things introduced for a complete game that's not complete. The next day, a complete new mission team called Blood Anvil was announced. St. Patrick's Day 2 days later happened. If you can notice the hat on the quartermaster, that didn't even happen. They didn't even redecorate the quartermaster to make it more themed. And this is something that we've been craving for, is our zombies maps to just get a little redecoration throughout these events. And that would just mean a little bit more to us as fans. Now, earlier when I was telling you that multiplayer was getting more love than zombies, here's another instance. They got Blood Anvil command upgrades for their loadouts. And this is something that I think is pretty cool, because if they were to introduce something like mission teams or some sort of element that's above what we're playing right now in zombies, we would have something like this, and it would be very beneficial to the community. How do they put it into the right terms? How do they make this into something that we can all play? Well, we've been used to grief mode and turret in Black Ops 2. That was just kind of dropped off the face of the planet. I don't know why that wasn't evolved, but I think they should have some sort of beta for us to try out. The last thing we heard of was on January 25th when they replied to some guy saying they would have prototypes, ones that they've been testing on, but they're going to focus their efforts more on each DLC episode. Storyline does drive a lot of products, and I get that, but at the same time, we want more game modes. We want to connect with the game itself, and these characters just don't mean anything to us because we can't connect in the right way. Survival mode, of course, is the map itself, but I think 2 other modes at least should be considered. Wager modes, which this is Infinite Warfare. This is Infinity Ward. They created wager matches. They could definitely introduce this with our key system and incorporate better looting that can happen weekly. We don't have a weekly reset, guys. Nothing like that I can bring to you every single week. We got patch notes that drop sometime within the month, every single month, sometimes a few times, and that's kind of what I base the majority of my channel off of, but we don't have a weekly reset and we need more game modes. What it's all breaking down to at the end of the day, a lot of people are just ready for this game to evolve, and these companies just need to take the next step. These are my ideas on it, guys. You might have something different. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree. I'll see you in the next one. Viollent out.